All right, welcome to Dolphins Today. I am Nic Rohloff. We filmed a full video reacting to one Dolphins signing, but they just came in with another as I was about to put that video out, so wanted to add this to that original video. Miami signed Aaron Shampklin. That was the video that we already just filmed, so you'll get a full breakdown on him. But Miami also signed running back Mike Boone while waiving Monterey Baldwin, the UDFA wide receiver, out of Baylor. Let's talk about Mike Boone because I did focus on Shampklin in the video you're about to see. This is a 30-year-old running back that had been in the league since 2018. He was an undrafted free agent. You might know him from his time with the Vikings and Broncos. He actually got some run for them. You see he's appeared in 72 career games, rushing for 590 yards, 4 touchdowns. This is not a player that I would expect much from, but it's a lot of depth at the running back spot. And let's be clear here. Miami has like 10-plus wide receivers that they can rotate through. So when you look at the training camp and preseason roster to this point, it's like, do we need another 5th running back? Yeah, probably, because you don't have much outside of your big 3 of Gordon, Wright, and Achane. Like, it would have just been Shampklin after signing him earlier today. So it's like, yeah, let's add another veteran in Mike Boone, release Monterey Baldwin. We already have other UDFA wide receivers like Theo Weiss Jr., like Andrew Armstrong. We already have guys like A.J. Henning, Eric Azukama. So it makes sense to offload one wide receiver to add a 5th running back. So we got more depth at that position. But let's go break down more on Shampklin, and we're going to talk a lot about Ollie Gordon in this upcoming episode as well. The Miami Dolphins signed a running back today following the injury news from Alexander Mattison, who is out for the year. We broke that down on the show earlier in the day. And we also have to talk about Ollie Gordon, because in the wake of Mattison's injury, yes, Miami signed an RB, but now there will be more on the rookie out of Oklahoma State, the 6th-round pick, Ollie Gordon. He looked good in the first preseason game. Is that a sign of things to come? I am Nic Rohloff. This is Dolphins Today. But we'll show you the Dolphins running back, the newest one, that is. Miami went and signed running back Aaron Shampklin. That was a name I was unfamiliar with, but that is what running back Miami ultimately went with. He has bounced around the NFL and the UFL as well. We'll look more in depth on Shampklin here in a second, but I did want to show you the news, and, well, let's welcome him to the 305. Newest Dolphin, like the video to show him support. You might want to know what the Dolphins fans have to think about him since he's joining the organization for the first time. So why not show him that we are appreciative of him coming to the Miami Dolphins by liking today's show. So if you didn't know who he was, which I would not blame you because, full transparency, I didn't know who he was when the Dolphins signed him. He is 25 years old. He is a little bit of a smaller back. He's 5'10", 195. That is about 30 pounds lighter than Alexander Mattison at the same exact size. He is a smart fella, or at least you have to be, when you attend Harvard for 4 years. UDFA in 2022, and while he was playing for Harvard, he was a 2-time first-team All-Ivy League selection in 2018 and his final year at Harvard in 2021. Now, after being undrafted in 2022, he has bounced around a lot of different football teams over the last 3 years. He started by getting a Dallas Cowboys training camp invite. He was then waived due to an injury designation, but then latched on with the Colts with a futures contract at the end of the year and was with the Colts practice squad for the 2023 season. Well, the 2023 season ends, and then guess what happens? He joins the UFL. I think at the time it was the Houston Roughnecks. I guess now it's the Houston Gamblers. Either way, that is the team he was on in that league. Then joins the Chargers as a training camp invite player. Gets waived from Los Angeles, but then was with the Steelers practice squad all of last season before being waived following the conclusion of the 2024 campaign. And actually, when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was activated for a regular season game where he got 6 carries but only netted 17 yards. So he has certainly had his struggles inside the NFL. in terms of keeping a job. And then when he finally got the opportunity, it was not the best performance. But I find it interesting that Miami ultimately signed him, considering he is this low-level, no-name, sorry, Aaron, running back that hasn't stuck in the NFL, when there is other veterans available to be signed and added to this room. For example, Jamal Williams, the running back who had 17 touchdowns just a couple of years ago for the Detroit Lions. He worked out for Miami today alongside Shampklin, but Miami ultimately chose to go with the younger 25-year-old back. And I know a lot of Dolphins fans were a little bit shocked, me included, because you think of a player that has the pedigree of Jamal Williams and specializes in short yardage situations, which is why Mattison was signed in the first place. You would think that Miami would go with the veteran, but they went with the smaller back that really has no experience. I don't really know why. But let me know your thoughts. Would you have signed Jamal Williams? I'll be completely frank, I would have. If you're just asking me between Aaron Shampklin and Jamal Williams, yeah, I would have went with the veteran who had 17 touchdowns a couple of years ago. But let me know your thoughts. Type Y for yes or type N for no. Now, maybe a reason why the Dolphins elected to go with Shampklin is because in this workout that Jamal Williams had, he just looked absolutely slow, absolutely abysmal in a cooked product. And that certainly can be the case because a player in Jamal Williams who had that good season with Detroit goes to the New Orleans Saints last season, was really, really bad, struggled, didn't work out, ultimately is still a free agent. He actually worked out with the team that Miami just played on Sunday in the Chicago Bears. They worked out Jamal Williams just a couple days before Miami did, I think last Friday or Saturday. The Bears did not sign him. They actually themselves signed a running back today as well. I think it was Britton Brooks. I can't remember. The point is the Bears signed a running back that wasn't Jamal Williams after working him out. Miami works out Jamal Williams, but they signed a different running back other than him. So it makes me feel that he might be cooked. But after the Mattison injury, he has not been officially placed on IR as of filming this, but the signing hasn't been made official either. I assume that those will happen in the next 24 hours. Shampklin becomes your RB4. Devon Achane still holding that RB1 spot. Jalen Wright, who I think was in jeopardy of losing the RB2 role to Alexander Mattison, will now hold that. And Ollie Gordon II, the RB3 now. I mean, he looked good in the first preseason game. We'll talk more about him in a second with Shampklin sliding in at that RB4 spot. We have a little bit more to discuss here, but when the Dolphins make a move, we have you covered. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We broke down the Mattison injury right as it happened earlier in the day. Now we're breaking down who the Dolphins signed to replace him on their roster. So subscribe and join the channel for more content. Now I will say this, it comes in at an opportune time for Miami. Our old friend Jeff Wilson signed yesterday during the Dolphins preseason game with the San Francisco 49ers, a team that he played with in the past. I'll be frank here. I don't have sources on the matter. I don't know if this is true or not, but I have to imagine if the 49ers did not sign Jeff Wilson yesterday during the game and the Dolphins knew that Mattison was done for the year and Wilson was still a free agent, I bet the Dolphins would have signed Jeff Wilson, who has been on this roster in the past couple of years. I thought did some nice things down the stretch last year and would have been a perfect veteran to have as your RB4. So it's a little bit of a bummer that he was not available to join this Dolphins roster once again. But even if Jamal Williams is cooked, I am a little bit shocked Miami went with Aaron Shampklin over the likes of these three running backs still on the market. Zach Moss, Gus Edwards, and Deontay Foreman are all free agents. And these three backs all specialize in running in between the tackles, not as speedsters, but as physical downhill running backs, especially Deontay Foreman. Foreman didn't have the best year as the complementary back for the Chicago Bears last season, or for the Browns. Was it Browns last season or Bears last season? These are the Bears in 2023. That's all I know. And he wasn't that good. I don't know if he was with them again last year, so maybe he's just washed too. But the point is, they elected to go with a no-name young running back, like I mentioned earlier, over a couple veterans that have had success in the league at the role that Miami signed Alexander Mattison for. So it is a little bit puzzling by Chris Grier. Now, Barry Jackson, in his reaction article to signing Aaron Shampklin, maybe alluded to why Miami went with him. Jackson in his article said that the Dolphins like the special teams value that he could potentially bring to the table. So maybe if they really like what they saw from Ollie Gordon, they say, okay, we don't need 4 true running backs. We can have this scat back type guy in Shampklin who can play special teams and then have him as our RB4 rather than 4 veteran RBs when you account for Ollie Gordon. And well, that's the truth here. After the signing, it's very clear where things are heading for Miami. If the Dolphins signed a veteran like Jamal Williams, like Deontay Foreman, well, you can make the argument, okay, either the veteran or Gordon will be that short yardage, goal line physical back. Well, they went with a smaller back, as we mentioned. So Ollie Gordon is now the one that is going to have to be the 3rd and 1, the 4th and 1 guy, the goal line back, because I haven't seen what I wanted out of Jalen Wright in those specific situations. So Ollie Gordon is certainly going to have a larger role on this Dolphins offense than what was anticipated. And maybe that's a good thing because he looked really good in the game against the Bears, which we will get to here right now. But before we do that, I got to tell you all about this insane hoodie sale, this sweet aqua hoodie. On sale for $32 off. Was $69. Very nice. Now available for $37. Go to chatsports.com/MIA hoodie. That link is in the description and comments of today's video. Fall is vastly approaching. Stay prepared by grabbing your hoodie today. I said it in our winners and losers video. I said it in our instant reaction video. Heck, I said it on this morning's video reacting to the Dolphins injury news. I can't be more excited and I guess happy from what I saw from Ollie Gordon. I mean, did he break the bank and go crazy for 100 yards? No. But in his action in the final quarter and a half, I thought he looked tremendous. He had a rushing touchdown, which put Miami in front in this ball game in the fourth quarter at the time at 24-21. Had 33 yards, 4.1 yards per carry. Now, I will say Ollie Gordon's first run went for 21 yards, so he did only have 12 yards on 7 carries after the fact. But the point is, I think he looked solid. And the part that was so awesome to me is that he was able to just bounce off defenders at times. In the play that he got to the end zone and scored a touchdown on, he just jumped up and kind of threw his massive 6'2", 225 frame to the end zone, and no one could stop it. And he ran for 33 yards yesterday. He had 34 yards after contact. That is hard to do. He averaged 4.25 yards per contact, or yards after contact on each carry, and forced 2 missed tackles. He was awesome making people miss, and it was on display with that first carry that he had. Little left zone stretch, got to the second level, 5 yards downfield, gets spun around, not able to be brought to the ground, stays on his feet, and then accelerates for another 15 yards after that for his first run being a 21-yarder. Like, he just showed me so many positive things, which make me excited about his future with this Dolphins football team. He also had a great route running, a little angle route it was. It was Quinn Ewers' best play, which also could be argued as one of his worst plays, by the way. You watch the film on Ollie Gordon's Texas angle route where he beats the linebacker, catches it about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage with the linebacker kind of close to him, is able to break through that little arm tackle and accelerate forward for a gain of 35, or 39, actually. Ollie Gordon had a 39-yarder. It was awesome. The reason why I said it could have been Ewers' worst play is because there was a coverage bust and Pharaoh Brown ran a corner route. So what happened is they had a bunch formation. I'll use my hands here. I got nothing else for you. Sorry, folks. We got tight end Pharaoh Brown, Ollie Gordon here. He runs Texas angle. Pharaoh Brown goes up and out on a corner. And both players just went to Ollie. And Pharaoh Brown was butt naked, knowing over there would have been a touchdown. Now, it was caught and brought in. But, yeah, Ollie Gordon showed me something here. I love that. And I'll ask you something here. Should Ollie Gordon be RB2 or RB3 on this football team? Type 2 for RB2 or Type 3 for RB3? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section on if he should surpass Jalen Wright on the depth chart. But I'll also say this, folks. And I want to pump the brakes a little bit on Ollie. Not fully, but I do want to lets you know it's not all roses and rainbows. He does need to improve his pass protection. Most rookies do. It's hard for rookies to come in and block some of these screeching linebackers, safeties, and edge rushers trying to hunt down at quarterbacks. They're just not used to it. And in Ollie Gordon's defense, I mean, it's not what he did that much at Oklahoma State, but he only had one pass pro opportunity, at least charted from Pro Football Focus, and it was a pressure that he allowed. That's not great. One opportunity didn't go well for him, but that's something that he'll need to improve on if he wants to get on the football field more often, because if they're going to put him on the field and he can't pass protect, well, then it just kind of tells the defenses, well, he's going to either be running a route or running the football, and it just gives the defense very slight but a small tell on what Miami may be doing. All right, final word on today's show. OG2, which I think is a sick nickname. I don't know if it's already been out there. I apologize if someone else has already called him OG2. I'm starting to call him OG2. I go in a second. His main role for this football team is going to be the goal line back. I think he's going to be over Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright did not look good in that role in this game. I think Ollie Gordon's already better at it. He's just more physical. He's a bigger body, and he has the ability to just fall forward almost every single time he gets tackled. I don't think Jalen Wright possesses that. Wright's got the pass protection advantage. He's got the elusive and speed advantage, and he's got the receiving ability as well. So does Jalen Wright play more? Probably. But when it comes to first and goal inside the 5, second and goal inside the 3, third and goal from the 1, fourth and goal from the 1, yeah, I would have to imagine that Ollie Gordon is now going to have that role with Alexander Mattison's injury. And this is why you subscribe to the channel, because we're breaking down Dolphins football every day with multiple videos every day as well. So if you want to know everything about the Miami Dolphins, this is the channel for you. Subscribe today.